figured I would come on here after my 40-week appointment and update all of you guys. So we just got back from my 40-week doctor's appointment, and I thought for sure that I was going to be dilated more. If you guys watched my last vlog, I was dilated 1 centimeter and about 70% effaced. I'm about that this week. Maybe a little bit more thinned out, she said, but I haven't dilated anymore. I also got a membrane sweep last week, and so obviously I didn't go into labor, and so she decided this week to sweep my membranes again, which is when she kind of goes in there with her fingers and detaches the amniotic sac away from the uterine wall. And when she did it this time, she was very happy. She was like really happy because the baby has dropped probably into position -2. Again, for those of you guys that don't know that, the stations of like your baby in your belly and then like being completely born is like a -5 to a 5. -5 being the highest, so I'm at a -2. Once I get to 0, it means the baby is like in the birth canal and ready to come out, and then from 0 to 5 means she's completely out of my body. So she was really happy to see that she had dropped, so she was able to, she's said that the sweep, she was able to get a lot more, and I've felt it. But again, it's not painful. I didn't feel pain, just more, it's just uncomfortable. So she did that, and then she said, you know, if this is gonna work, because some women say that, you know, sweeping your membranes gets everything going. She says if this is gonna work, it should work in the next 24 to 48 hours. So I said, okay, well, last week didn't work. Obviously I was at a different positioning, baby was still high up, but in the event it doesn't work, what's my next step, doc? And she basically said, well, we don't really want her to go past 41 weeks. So I'm gonna set you up for a tentative induction on your 41 weeks, which would be next Friday. Well, Elliot, my husband and I, Elliot went with me, and he said that we were driving, we were discussing possible induction, and I don't necessarily want to be induced. You know, obviously I want to meet her, and if it was for a medical reason, yes, absolutely. But as of right now, there's no medical reason for me to be induced. The reason I don't want to be induced is because I'm kind of spooked by the whole thing. My sister was medically induced. Again, hers is a completely different situation. She was medically induced at 38 weeks. And it was a really tough process for her. So they were basically prying open her body. Her body wasn't having it, and it ended in emergency C-section because of stress on the baby. I don't want that. I don't want the stress on the baby. I mean, if she's in there and she's not ready to come out and there's no reason for her to come out medically, then, you know, that's one thing. Obviously, I'm anxious to see my baby and I'm anxious to not be pregnant, but I would rather come naturally. So we kind of talked to the doctor, who again, I trust 110%. And her thoughts were that we don't want them to go past, she doesn't really want me to go past 41 weeks on my own. You know, it kind of increases the likelihood of an unhealthy baby or, you know, death. Of the baby. So basically what we ended up doing was putting me on a elective induction list right now. So what that means is if in between now and next Friday, there's an opening, because right now both hospitals, there's one hospital that I'm registered at, there's a sister hospital as well, which again, I don't really want to give birth there. So I do have the option, if I get that phone call that there's room and I can come down, I can always decline it. What they're gonna do when I go down for an elective induction is they're gonna start with the Cervigel and put the gel in my cervix, and they have me wait and they monitor the baby and they monitor my progress. If no progress is made in a certain amount of time, they send me home. They don't, that's the reason why my doctor recommended it, because the process that they use, she said, is not as invasive. And so she's like, you can always try that process and it won't cause stress on the baby. If your body's not ready, it's not gonna respond to this, and we'll send you home. So I'm on that list, and we'll see what kind of a call I get when I get the call. I'm also on a induction list for next Friday, assuming they have room, because again, I'm not medical, I'm not high risk. So I haven't got either one of those phone calls, obviously, not yet. But once I get that scheduled, I will schedule that. And then obviously if the baby comes before then, before the scheduled induction, then the baby comes before. But I can also get another phone call for an elective induction sometime between now and then as well, and I can decide what I want to do then. So I'm hoping for scenario number 1 right now, that I just spontaneously go into labor in the next 24 to 48 hours after this membrane sweep. But I mean, you know, I'm going to follow what my doctor says. You know, my husband's biggest concern was just stress on the baby. Yeah, I'm done being pregnant, but I'll stay pregnant if that's the best option for her right now. So that's kind of where we're at. We'll see how this weekend goes. I'm ready to meet her. I'm ready. Since I've been home for about 2 hours now. I've been cramping a lot, not bleeding, which is crazy because last membrane sweep I walked out of the doctor's office bleeding. So I'm not bleeding, but I am cramping, like menstrual-like cramps. Just, I'm not really timing them, I guess, because it's really hard. I don't really know how to time them. It's not like the wave of what I would think a contraction would be. But I am having cramps. Yeah, it's just putting me kind of in a pissy mood because it's just like having, ladies, it's like having menstrual cramps. It's just, stop. But yeah, that's my update. So we'll see what the rest of this vlog holds. Maybe it'll be me getting in the car to go to the hospital. I don't know. It'll probably be another workout, probably some more squatting. But that's where we're at. I know this is going to go up probably after I give birth. And if it does, thank you for your prayers if you prayed. But if not, please send me good prayers. Thank you. All right, I'll see you guys in the next clip. Hi guys, and welcome back to another commentary. This is a workout that I actually did on my due date. So I was 40 weeks pregnant here, and I decided I gotta do another leg day because for some reason I thought that I could just squat this baby out. So I started with these machine abductions, and as you saw at the beginning, I was doing these leaned back for a couple reps. I did about 10 reps leaned back. I did 10 reps leaned forward, and then I finished off this set with 10 pulses up at the top here, as you can see. So I wasn't coming all the way back down, but I was really using my gluteus medius there. And then I supersetted those 30 reps with 30 glute adductions, so the inner thigh here. And I'm really working on these with my Kegels to help me, you know, push that baby out. So I supersetted these back and forth. And then I moved on to this exercise, and this is a new one you guys have probably not seen on my channel, but these are glute push downs. So it's kind of like a step up, but in reverse. And so I'm using the assisted pull-up machine here, and I'm pushing through my heel. Now the trick here is to keep your shin perpendicular to the ground, and I'm really using that right heel to push down. Now I'm using the left heel, but I don't have a lot of weight in my right foot right here. So it's literally just for balance, and I'm standing directly over that and using that glute, pushing through my heel. I was able to do a significant amount of weight here as well, but you really want to feel this in your glute. I did not feel this in my quad at all. So play around with the positioning a little bit and really stack your body over that shin, which again should be perpendicular to the floor. Moving right along, and these were quickly becoming one of my favorite exercises during pregnancy. I think I mentioned before too that prior to getting pregnant, I really didn't squat very much, but your exercises are a lot limited when you have a growing belly, and so I love these Smith machine squats. My stance here is slightly outside shoulder width, and my toes are still pointed forward. Now the key here is to sit your hips back and push your knees out as you lower the weight here, and you'll feel this a lot in your glutes. Then I went ahead and moved on to these curtsy lunges on the Smith machine. I really liked the Smith machine during pregnancy. I think I mentioned this before, just because it helps me balance. You could absolutely do these with a barbell. You're going to get more balance and core stabilization. But for me, with a growing belly here and some extra weight, my balance was a little off, and I really wanted to focus more on pushing the weight and into my glutes than trying to balance myself. Just trying to make this exercise a little bit more pregnancy safe. So that's why you see a lot of Smith machine use throughout my pregnancy. So I love these curtsy lunges, hitting the glutes, and also that gluteus medius, that outer glute. Alright, and then I went ahead and started this superset here. These were just Bulgarian split squats. I didn't add any weight here. Like I said, balancing and really focusing again on the weight in my front heel there. So the back leg is really just for balance. If you find yourself pushing through that back leg, the top of that back foot, make sure that your weight, the majority of your weight should really be in that front heel there. And I'm coming up, leaning slightly forward, as you can see. So I'm pushing my hip back in towards the bench, and that'll really target the glute. Now I supersetted these with these zigzag walking lunges. Being on my due date, I was doing these weighted earlier in my pregnancy, but I decided just to focus on the deep hip flexor stretch, and I'm going a little bit more zigzag here, leaning a little bit forward, just like I did with the Bulgarian split squats, but moving off to the side a little bit to create a little bit more resistance on my glutes here. And then I decided to finish it off with these glute kickbacks. These have been amazing during pregnancy. I'm able to really stabilize myself here, and I feel that in my glutes. So what I'm doing here is I'm bringing my knee all the way in, and then it's almost like your pelvis is on a pendulum there. So I'm really not flexing my lower back. I'm staying nice and almost parallel to the ground. Give me a little bit of credit here with this belly hanging down. And I'm pushing with my back heel. So I'm almost like thinking about putting my heel in a back corner. And really, again, focusing on that pendulum motion. So that was the glute workout, and I really hope that this one threw me into labor. Thanks, guys. I'll see you in my next commentary. It is my due date. It is 6 p.m. so I have not been on here at all today, or actually talked to you guys today, but you guys will see my 40-week due date workout today that I did. But obviously it's 6 p.m. Now I'm still pregnant. So, not sure. Sorry about the sun. I'm driving west into the sun. Sorry about that phone call, and I needed to get out of that sun. But I don't know what I was saying. I think I was saying, obviously it's 6 p.m. on my due date. She's not here. So she's being a little stinker butt. But I'm actually headed right now. I was talking to my sister on the phone, and she thinks that by going to see my niece, who is about 2.5 months now, 2.5 months, maybe it'll incite my hormones or make my daughter jealous and make her come out. So I'm actually going to go meet my sister and my mom. Just go walk around a park that's kind of like central to all three of us where we live. I need to walk anyways. I walked this morning. I walked at the gym. This is my 3rd walk of the day. So just going to walk and then go home and bounce. I need to film my 3rd trimester must-have videos as well, so I had showered and put some makeup on, and then my sister called, and I was like, screw it, I will go walk with you guys. So I will film that and get that up. There's a couple products, obviously, that I do not think you can go through your 3rd trimester without, that I want to film and get that up, so either that'll be before this or after this, or maybe this is all a compilation and you're going to see my labor and delivery vlog. It's Friday night, September 27th. Come on, baby girl. We are so ready for you. I know.
I was wondering when your mother came and picked me up if the car seat was in there, because your water's going to break. I'm going to take her in your mom's car back to the house, and you 3 are going to go to the hospital.
Okay, we got it all planned.
Mom even has her grandma shirt in the car.
Yep.
I really don't think my water is going to break.
I know, that's what you said.
Oh, come on.
I think it'll be time to contract
today, but just in general.
I don't think that's what's going to send me to the hospital. I think contractions are what's going to send me to the hospital.
Well, let's get them going.